My name is Janna Ireland. I'm an artist and a professor in the Department of Art and Art History at Occidental College in Los Angeles. I'm here to talk about Lorna Simpson's Untitled 2 necklines from 1989. There's something kind of funny about the title, which is that it's untitled, but then it has a title. It has the 2 necklines. And as I was thinking about this piece and thinking about the 2 titles, I started noticing that there was doubling all over the work. There's the doubling of the images, there is some doubling in the text, and just throughout the work, there is this idea of repetition. I think just looking at the photographs themselves, there is a peacefulness in them. And then something that text does is rupture that. It disrupts that peace that is in the photographs. So if I were looking at the 2 photographs without the text, I would see a Black woman in white cotton, which would point me automatically to thinking about the legacy of slavery in the American South. And then when I look at it with the text, certain words such as cuff and collar, such as noose, lead me to think more about that history and about the violence that was part of that history. I think the choice of black and white does influence the visual experience. It makes it sort of timeless. In photography, something that color does is dates a photograph, and black and white means that you are not thinking as much about a specific moment in time, and also makes it more possible to appreciate what's going on formally in the image, to focus on the neckline, to focus on the texture of the skin or the texture of the cotton dress that the figure is wearing. But then the piece is not without color. The very bottom line of text is in red, which feels very important in this piece that's otherwise black and white. Not only does it stand out visually, it's the color of blood, which is another thing that perhaps the text at the top can lead you to, that idea of violence, and then it ends. The whole thing is punctuated by this color that is so often associated with violence. Seeing this piece in person is so different from seeing it reproduced in books or seeing it reproduced online. Seeing it up close and seeing that texture and just sort of letting the image fill your field of vision lends it this additional dimension. It lends it all of this extra visual power. And I would encourage anyone who's interested in this or in other work to actually see the object in person whenever possible, because it makes such a difference.